Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You guys already know my name is Yusef Scott. They refer to me as the Forex GOAT. I want to welcome you guys to the So Darn Easy Forex movement. Now listen, as I always tell you guys, if you're not yet connected to me on social media, of course, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, you need to get connected. If you're not a part of the 26,000 subscribers I have here on YouTube, get subscribed to this channel. And just to let you guys know, we're now on Vimeo, so if you're not yet connected with us and subscribed to our channel and connected and following us and all that stuff on Vimeo, do it now, alright? I'm putting videos out everywhere, anywhere and everywhere online, alright? And I need your support, I want your support, I'm thankful for your support, so thank you. Now listen, I wanted to go over something today. You know, from time to time I get emails from people, my students, when I talk to people out in public. You know, we have, you know, this dialogue, and some people, they have this belief that, you know, the market is watching you. Okay? First, let me tell you this. This video is going to be about, you know, there's something that I tell my students. All right? There's a little tip that I tell my students, you know, that helps them, helps them trade better, help them become a wiser trader. All right, I'm going to share that with you guys today. Okay, you guys read the actual title. I'm going to share that with you all today. But before I get into that, I'm going to talk about something that I believe is going to be a great segue into that secret, that little tip. All right, something that I tell my students. As I was saying, when I talk to people, people always tell me, hey, listen, when I trade on the market, it appears that someone is watching me. You know, I would place a trade, I get pulled out the market, and as soon as I get pulled out the market, or as soon as I close out my trade out of the money, the market turns around to go in the original direction. And I'm like, you know, what gives? And it happens all the time. I've been told this so many times. So I want to tell you guys something that I tell my students. And it's very important that you really listen to what it is that I'm telling you. All right? Do not forget what I'm telling you in this video. Do not forget it. If you're ever wondering, can people see where you enter in on the market? Think about it. Think about it real quick. Your trades are connected with a broker. So obviously they can see where you're entering in on the market. They have a way of seeing where you are and seeing what you're doing. This is not to say that someone is spying on you, they have secret cameras hidden. No, I'm not talking about that. But when you're inside of your MT4, when you place trades, obviously they can see what you're doing. All right, they can see where you enter. You know, that's just the way the computer system works. It's not necessarily the broker, it's just the way a computer system works. It's all connected. When you open up your bank account, if you call the bank and say, hey, listen, you know, I did this inside of my account, they can pull up the same snapshot of what it is that you're talking about. It's all connected. All right, let's take it a little forward. Let's delve into it a little deeper. Now, one of the things that I tell my students, pay attention, okay? I told you guys in the beginning, pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. Pay attention now. All right, so something that I tell my students is this. And I know a lot of you all across the world, you may not agree with this fully. And it's totally fine because it may not work for you as it works for me. But it's my opinion, it's quite subjective, and it's my perspective, and it works. All right. This is what I tell my students. When you're trading on the Forex market, you want to leave yourself as anonymous as possible. Okay? Leave yourself as anonymous as possible. The worst thing you can do is do this. Hide over here and say, hey, I'm over here hiding in the bushes. You'll see my shoes. I have white laces and black soles. You don't want to do that. Come on, let's think about it. Think about it. when you're trading on the Forex market, you want to remain anonymous, so that they don't even know what it is that you're doing. They can see your trades, yes, but that's it. See, one of the mistakes people they do is they use many of the tools that are built inside of the platform that's made by man, that they can track your every step, that can then go a little deeper now, that can then allow them to get into what you're thinking, okay? If they know what you're thinking, you're already beat, okay? So my thing is, remember what I told you, my thing is to become and remain anonymous as possible. Now we cannot place a trade and be hidden. You know, it's all risky. But what I'm telling you is, do very little to expose yourself. Pop open a trade. This is where people, they may not totally agree. I don't use a stop loss nor take profit. My thing is, if I'm using a stop loss, let's deal with the stop loss. If I'm using a stop loss, they know what I'm thinking. If I'm running my trade up and I'm using a stop loss, they know what I'm thinking. If I'm running my trade down and I'm using a stop loss, they know what I'm thinking. Take it a little, a little deeper. If I'm attaching a take profit onto my trades, they know what I'm thinking. They already know what I'm thinking. All right. So for a lot of you wonder, how is it that I keep losing? You know, how could I, like I usually say, you're running a trade up, the market goes up, and you still lose. How is that? All right. Now, that's a totally different subject there. We'll get into that on a different video. We're talking about being anonymous in the market. One of the things that will allow you to leave your footprints behind, all right, you do not want to do that. You can show them that you're trading, yes, but I'm not going to use the many tools that they have built inside of MT4 to help them better calculate my moves. You know, they can see my trade. They already know that I'm expecting it to go up because I'm trading up. Okay? But however, that's as much as they're going to get. Like I tell my students all the time, I know some brokers be like, this dude, why is he still holding this trade? Doesn't he see that we made the market go shoot all the way up? Certain things I don't necessarily worry about. Like I said, we could talk about that in a totally different video. But you see, I'm going to keep them guessing because I can see what the market is doing. So I'm not going to overexpose myself, especially not my thinking. I'm already giving you enough. I'm already risking enough by trading itself. I'm already showing you that I'm expecting the market to go up or expecting the market to go down because I have to trade on. But that's as much as you're going to get. After that, that's it. So just want to tell you guys, whatever it is that you're doing in the market, please know that, you know, like I tell my students, you don't have to not use a stop loss. You can use a stop loss and take profit. That's you. I'm not going to use it. I'm just telling you guys to try to be as anonymous as possible in the market so that they cannot figure out your thinking. Okay? Don't expose yourself. Okay? When you overexpose yourself, your risk has been elevated. Don't do it. All right? And these are the things that I teach my students. All right? This couple things that are extremely powerful. Now, if you don't know how not to overexpose yourself, if you've only been taught to trade with a stop loss, and you have the right to believe that a stop loss it's to protect you, and it does protect you. But if you don't know how not to use it, and you can rationalize and agree with my thinking as far as me saying, well, you know, I don't want to use a stop loss because that's their way of figuring out what I'm thinking. That's me accepting a loss. From a mental standpoint, I don't accept any losses. I'm not going to allow nobody to go inside of my account and take anything. Now, if I say I'm going to shut this trade down manually, that's what I'm going to do. You're not going to be allowed to come inside of my account and take anything. Now, that's just being real. So my choice is not to expose myself, not to be all out there. Hey, look at me. I'm over here hiding in the bushes. Come on over here and get me. No. We're not going to do that. No. You're going to have to work for yours. If you want my account, the money inside of my account, you have to work for it. All right? So just as much as I'm going to put my trade in, you have to watch me and be like, what in the world is this guy doing? Why? Man, we done shot this market all the way down there and he still didn't budge. Why should I budge? I see what you guys are doing. I'm not, you know, trigger happy where I'm going to sit on, you know, have my hand on a pistol, on a grip, you know, and worry about just because you come around like I'm gonna unload. No. It's more than that. So I'm gonna watch what's going on. Certain things have to be, you know, tampered with before I make a move. So you can do all that fake out moves if you want to. That's what I tell my students. See, you have to change your thinking. Once you change your thinking, you know how to approach, you know how to deal with certain circumstances. Because, you know, if you live long enough, if you trade in the market long enough, you'll run into the same circumstance time and time again. It's just a new day. The market does the same thing all the time. All right. So my secret tip that I tell my students, something that I tell them, I don't talk about this all the time on open air. It's not that it's a really big deal, but most of the simple things go over people's heads because they're expecting things to be so complicated when it's really as simple as just, I mean, think logically, you know. Why are you gonna step out there in the middle of the street when you know people out there with, you know, pistols and you have a target on your chest? Why do that? Why even put yourself in that predicament? You know, so sometimes we just have to think smart and not be so emotional, you know, taking these trades and just reacting just because someone says something to you. You don't have to bark back at everything. You could just, you know, I could take it any direction you want, but don't expose yourself. You don't have to. Don't use every tool that they provide for you, because oftentimes you can leave yourself out there. All right. I just know the MT4 platform, it's only going to go up and down. I'm going to use just the trade to get me where I need to go. I'm not going to use their stop loss to take profit so that, you know, they can see what it is that I'm thinking. It's just another way for them to have control over you. We're not going to do that here. You have more control anyway, you know, if you think about it. They created the platform. So, you know, they sort of have the upper hand. So you have to sort of take back that and regain that control. All right. So, you know, hopefully this video made sense to you guys. Just something else, just to sort of, you know, just rubbing the surface, scratching the surface of things. Don't want to give you guys too much to, I know some of you may, you know, some things just go over your head. You don't really comprehend it. But I make sure that my students are taught and certain things are hammered and drilled so that you can remember, you can hear my voice when you're trading, so it'll be a conscious thing. All right, because you know, you have to be thinking, you have to be aware. All right. So listen, you guys have a fantastic day. You already know, if you're not yet connected with us on social media, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, you guys need to get connected. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, this YouTube channel, get connected. And also, if you're not yet connected with us on Vimeo, get connected with us on Vimeo. You guys already know my name is Yusef Scott. They consider me. I've been called the Forex GOAT for a reason. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.